A ship in the harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are built for. Sometimes in life, we come across a quote that changes the course of our lives, and this was the quote that recently changed mine. It's a great quote that challenges us to go against our fears and take risks to broaden our worldview. It's not the first time I've heard it, but this time it really spoke to me since I've been stuck in a transitional phase in my career for some time. Some of you guys know that for the past 4 years, I've been working for a nonprofit agency where I taught about homeownership and financial literacy to the affordable housing recipients. Through the job, I had incredible opportunities to teach my course in women's shelters, homeless shelters, and to high school students who are preparing to go out into the world. Like any job, most days were spent tediously filing away papers and making routine phone calls. But then there were days when I was able to witness my clients receive their keys to the first home, and these moments outshined all the difficult ones. I played a small role for a big mission, and through the job, I learned what it meant to think bigger than myself, and it humbled me in all ways imaginable. So you're probably thinking, why would you even think about leaving such an amazing job? I guess it was my time to see what's out there for me in the open seas.
I wanted to update you guys on what's been going on in my life. And as from the title, you probably already know, but I recently quit my job. I wanted to talk about why I quit my job, what I plan to do moving forward, and how important I think it is to honor the change that happens within us. So here's my story. I graduated as a philosophy major, and I had no idea what I wanted to do with it. But one thing I was always sure of was that I wanted to do something meaningful with my time. I was 26, very new to the island, and somehow my boss decided to take a chance on me. And that's how I landed my first job at the nonprofit agency. Like I mentioned so many times on my channel, but this really was my dream job. Basically, my job was to teach people in the community. And in order to do that, I really had to know a lot about real estate to create my curriculum. I really had to know the ins and outs of how a nonprofit agency worked. And I had to speak in front of a lot of different people, big crowds, small crowds. So I had to work on my public speaking skills. The salary was okay, but it was steady, and I could really see myself doing this for the long run. Within our jobs, I think we all have aspects that we like more than others. Then it's only natural for us to start diving deeper into that one topic, which then could spiral into something else. For me, I became really interested in learning more about real estate. So after work, I would come home and I would just research more about real estate investing and how I can do more DIY home projects by myself. At one point, I even thought about branching out and becoming a real estate agent, or maybe even taking my course and teaching it on YouTube. And I even thought about opening up maybe my own interior design company. I had so many different ideas. But the point is, I found myself constantly thinking about new ways that I could transition from my current position. I didn't realize it at the time, but it's clear to me now that I had clearly outgrown my job. And naturally, I wanted to expand and branch out and learn something new. And I think when we begin to feel that, it's only right for us to honor it and think of how we can pivot from our current trajectory. A couple of years ago, I came across a quote from Jordan Peterson that really stuck with me. Order is not enough. You can't just be stable and secure and unchanging, because there are still vital and important new things to be learned. Nonetheless, chaos can be too much. Thus, you need to place one foot in what you have mastered and understood, and the other in what you are currently exploring and mastering. Quitting my job didn't happen overnight. It was actually premeditated for many years. I think the first thing I did was write a proposal to my boss, and I asked her if I could teach remotely from home. And to my surprise, she said yes. That really freed up my time. I was able to help my husband fix up this house. Then I also had time to start this YouTube channel. I remember during that time, we really had to reevaluate our budget because our income was reduced, and also whatever paycheck that we had, most of it was going towards construction materials. But I think in the long run, it was so worth it. It was really a small price to pay because what I was getting in exchange was some more time for me to think about what I wanted to do moving forward while starting up these little projects on the side. So I put in my 2 weeks notice about a month ago, and it feels like I'm closing a huge chapter in my life. And actually my husband is also going through a huge transition in his life, and he's taking some time to think about how he wants to move forward. For now, we're okay. We have some money in our savings, we have our investments, and I also have this YouTube channel, which I'm really grateful to all of you. And I think why this YouTube channel is so much fun for me is because it's completely different than anything I've ever done. I didn't really know much about cameras or editing. It was a steep learning curve, and I think I really like those challenges. But of course, I think about, where is this going? Is this going to be forever? And probably the answer is no. You know, I'm always going to be looking for new challenges, and my hobbies, interests, and my values and priorities change all the time. So I don't think I'm the type of person who will stick to one thing forever, and I think that's okay. Sometimes I even dream about opening up a little cafe, or working at a cafe, or even starting a nonprofit myself, or really buying that mango orchard and live off the land. In the meantime, I'm just gonna enjoy the ride and put my 100% effort into whatever I'm doing at the time. The biggest change since adopting a more minimalist lifestyle isn't the fact that I have less things in my home and I have less pieces of clothes in my closet, but it's more the fact that I'm actively thinking more about how I can live more intentionally. I find myself asking a lot, am I getting any value out of this? Am I still getting fulfilled by what I'm doing? And I think these questions are really vital because we change constantly. I just want to say, if you're not happy with your current situation, maybe you feel like you've outgrown your work, maybe your hometown, or even your relationships, I hope that you can find the courage and the willpower to put yourself in a position where you can transition. And I know it was so much easier for me and my husband because we have dual incomes and also no kids, so it does make it so much easier. But I do believe that it has to start somewhere, and I think it starts with the right intentions. It is never too late, no matter what your age is, no matter how much you've invested in something, and no matter how far you've come, you can always start over. And I think that is truly the beauty of life. In the next few months, I have so many new updates for you guys. I'm really excited to share. And if you want to follow me more real time, then you can go follow my Instagram at @malamalife. Let me know in the comments if you guys have been going through a transition yourself. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Until next Tuesday, take care guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.